Welcome to the Headless DAM with Cloudinary Bootcamp course. I'm Marcelo Lewin, the Headless Creator, and also your host throughout this entire bootcamp. If you have any questions, as always, get a hold of me right there, marcelo@headlesscreator.com. In this interview with Meir Lamed, Director of Product Management at Cloudinary, and a presenter on this bootcamp, you're going to learn all about getting AI to perform your media tasks. It's going to be a great lesson. But without further ado, let's get him on. Meir, welcome to our bootcamp here. Glad to have you.
Hi, Marcelo. I'm glad to be here.
Now, let's say where here is. You're very far from where I'm at.
Yeah, it's we're located in Israel here, not too far from Tel Aviv. And for a change, we've got actually some weather after this entire year, which we had very little rain in. So
so it's been pretty warm. So now you're actually getting a little bit. Yeah, same with us here in Southern California. It's been dry for so long, and then we finally got some water. So
yeah, I guess.
Definitely. Yeah. All right. Well, tell us a little bit about your background. How did you get into technology?
Well, it seems like I was always in technology since I was 10 or something. And that was a few years ago, like 10 years ago, or no, just a little bit more than that. I got my first computer when I was 10, and that was in the time there were no computers out.
What computer was it?
I actually had a ZX81.
Oh my God, I remember that. I had that in high school. Yeah, that was with the mainbrain keyboard.
It's like this tiny black one.
I remember.
With a cassette tape. So that's a telltale.
So we share the same age.
Yeah, so it's
pretty close.
It was 1 kilobyte of RAM. and that wasn't actually for programming. Afterwards, I got my first Apple II, which was a real big upgrade. As usual, Apple do things better than there were computers before that, Dragon, Atari, all of those, but when
Commodore VIC-20, that was my first computer.
Yeah, so, exactly. And when Apple came out, it was just better in a lot of ways. And so I found myself in front of a computer from an early age, and then I studied computers at some stage, and been there ever since. I guess since the 90s, the early 90s, I was actually working as a programmer for many years there, then a team leader and a group leader in R&D, and afterwards I became a product manager, and that's something that I've been doing for the last I'm not sure I'm supposed to disclose all of these times, but something like 15 years.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
that's pretty impressive. And you're at Cloudinary now as a product manager as well, right?
Yeah. For the last 5 years, I've been in Cloudinary, which is a very exciting place to be in, and I've dealt with a lot of technologies that are very interesting. I'm in programmable, what we call programmable media, to not the DAM part. There's like more the DAM part, and there's programmable media, which is more API centric.
Right.
So that's where I've been working on optimization and delivery of media assets via CDNs and what have you, and then media editing, and of course AI. It's always been there in the background.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, speaking of AI, I mean, now it's the hottest thing. So your lesson that you're doing is going to be using how to use AI, and you guys been using AI before November of 2022 when the whole world went crazy over AI with ChatGPT, right? But And people are going to be able to get into that lesson and really learn the nitty gritty of how to automate a lot of this stuff that is kind of mundane. But how do you see, speaking of AI, ChatGPT? Yesterday there was a big announcement from Google, right? Because they're code red over there. They have Bard now. It's not out yet. But how do you see these tools affecting media management, affecting Cloudinary?
Well, what we see, the big changes are more around media creation, right?
Right.
So
Generative AI, yeah.
generative AI is very big. Cloudinary is always, or for many years now, have AI as a big chunk of our stack, right? So it's working for us, and that's part of what I want to talk about mainly, is how that enables automation, right? So AI is, one artificial intelligence in general. It's, we're talking now more about deep learning technologies, but there's a lot of AI which is not deep learning. Uh, there is no doubt that this is going to revolutionize everything that we see, or a lot of what we see, and we need to embrace it, right? It's going to help bring down the barriers between people, right? With these experts, right? We need the experts to do this, the expert to do that, and now we have this almost divine being telling us, it has all of the encompasses all of the knowledge or that's what it strives to
Right.
to
Of
be in the
humanity.
future,
Yeah.
right? All of humanity, you'll have one sort of divine being that you'll be able to ask whatever you want, and it will give you the answers. I feel we're still ahead in what questions we want to ask, and not so much the answer. So having the answers at the tip of our fingers, Google gave us a lot of that, right? It
Right.
didn't give us the answers; it just pointed us
Pointers
to the right
to the
places,
answers, right?
right? And ChatGPT and the likes are actually giving us answers. They're not always correct, but but it's getting more and more about that. And this is really also something that I want to bring up in this presentation, is the fact that you need to know where to put the machine, what to do with the machine, what you want, and that can give you a lot of, we want to upgrade our ability to do a lot of things, and to be more efficient, and knowing what answers, what questions to ask, and where to place the answers in the process. That's a big a big issue, and those that will know how to do that, they'll just skyrocket, because the answers will be there, and those that won't embrace this technology, will still do things much slower. So I'm not actually the expert on generative AI, and we have other people here that are working on this, and definitely will hear a lot of good news from Cloudinary on those fronts as well. I want to focus on the processes and
The automation of tasks, right?
exactly, the
Which
chores.
doesn't really require generative AI. It just requires AI,
Exactly.
but not generative AI. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, those were extremely great thoughts, and I wish we had more time to dig deep into them, but we don't. Thank you so much for being on the interview here. I really appreciate it. Looking forward to that lesson. If people want to get a hold of you, Meir, is that email right there the best, or any other location?
Probably the email is a good place to start. I'm not so much on and LinkedIn as well. So you have my LinkedIn link there. I'm seldom on the other platforms, especially after recent changes in some of them. Okay. So
Sounds good. All right, Meir, thank you so much, and I look forward to the lesson.
thank you.
And thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this interview. I know I did, and I look forward to the actual lesson. And as always, if you want to get a hold of me right there, Marcelo at headlesscreator.com. So we'll see you.